All right, what's up, everybody? Chase here. Today we're going to be going over some technical SEO for a local client. We're going to be using the paid SEO template for their website. If you don't have the free or the paid SEO template, you can head over to chasehunter.com and go grab it. And it's going to be right under resources, the free and the paid. The only difference is that the paid gives you videos and tutorials showing you how to do the fixes for any of the issues on the paid template or on the template, and the conditional formatting also gets pulled in on the Screaming Frog as well as phase 2, so you can basically fix your website based off of reds and greens, meaning that if it's green it's good, if it's red it's bad, and you have to go optimize it. So that being said, let's get into it. We're going to be working with one of our clients' roof repair squad, which is a local roofing company in Houston, Texas. And we're going to re-audit their site because it has been about a month since our last audit, and we want to make sure that they are doing okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up our template. So all we have to do to set up our template is take our current template copy, make a new copy like so. And sometimes it takes a second. There it is. And what we're going to do is we're going to delete the tutorial step because we obviously already know how to use it. Well, I know how to use it. And we're going to get rid of the client intake because we're not in that stage anymore. And we're going to get rid of the resources tab because we don't need resources. At least I don't. And then phase 1 we already did for the website, so we don't really need to do it again. And we're just going to go ahead and delete that. So where we're at is currently phase 2, 3, and 4. And so let's go ahead and hook everything up we're going to need to hook up within Screaming Frog. So we're just going to open Screaming Frog up. Okay, now that Screaming Frog is open, we're going to go ahead and config API access and hook up our Google Analytics. So let's go find our property that we're looking for, which is Roof Repair Squad. Might be a different account. Let's try this one. There it is. Make sure we have the right metrics, date range, and looks good. Go to configuration again, API access, Google Search Console, and go into the account that has the connection. Forgot to actually click on it, sorry. And let's go to roof. Okay, different property. Let's go to our other property. Sign in. Press allow. Now when we go back in, here we go. And there it is. Press OK. Configuration, API access, and Ahrefs. Connect our account. Press OK. And now let's crawl the website. Let's get the exact URL. There it is. Copy that. Bring it into Screaming Frog again. And press start. Should be able to see API access hit 100%. And there we go. Looks good. All right, cool. Looks like we got most of our data. For some reason, it didn't pull last modified. Not sure why. Maybe it's because of the CMS they're on. So either way, it doesn't really matter too much. We're going to export these results. Go back to our template. Let's rename it so we don't forget. So that's the date that we're auditing. We're going to open the export we just got. Good to go. Copy all this data. Bring it into our Screaming Frog crawl. And we're actually going to start with everything except for this first line up here. Okay, for some reason it's not letting me deselect the first column, so I'm gonna actually have to just go down, copy, and we're gonna delete all of this. Maybe it'll let me take this top one. Nope. Yeah, it's weird. Sometimes it doesn't let you select the top row. I don't know why. So we're gonna delete all of these. These are just example rows to get an idea on how the audit should look. So we'll put it back in. There's the new one. And it looks like perhaps the page speed didn't pull. And it might be because we didn't hook up page speed insights. Let's see. It should automatically pull from Google Analytics though. So let's see what we're pulling. We'll clear this. Configuration again, API access, Google Analytics. And we should have in our metrics page speed. And it looks like the reason why we don't is because we didn't upload the config file prior. So the way you do it is when you get the template, you also get the config file. And what you're supposed to do is upload the config file by doing file open and then grabbing the config that we have right here, I believe. There it is. Now, if we redo it, let's go ahead and do API access again. We'll actually see that once we clear this, we'll actually see that the Google Analytics metrics are pulling the site speed now. So that's why it didn't work. So if we go back again, do it a little bit quicker now, press OK, API access, connect account. Press OK. And last but not least, hrefs, connect, OK. And now we should be pulling all of the right data. So there we go. Now we have the page speed. Looks like it's done, so we're going to export. Do this one more time. Cancel out of there, file open, and grab the new one. There it is. And we're going to grab everything. Let's see if we can deselect the top. Still can't do it. Not sure why. Just grab everything below. We'll just actually just delete this. Grab everything. Plug it all in. And now we have all of the right metrics. Let's actually just make sure that we aren't overlapping anything. There we go. So obviously we can see there's no canonicals on the website. That's because the CMS they have. It's not that big of a deal. But we have all of the metrics we need from Screaming Frog. Now all we have to do at this point is copy everything over to our phase 2. We're going to delete everything that's already in here. Plug it in. Starting at here. Good. And all of the conditional formatting should be pulled in. Looks like it is. Good. And now we can start mapping our keywords. Now we already had the keywords mapped previously, so let's just go grab those in the previous audit. And we're going to go into our audit, roof repair squad. Okay, so these are all the keywords. I think the easiest way to do this is just to freeze the top 2 rows, and we're going to go ahead and Sort by alphabetical order for the ones that have already been mapped. So let's just view freeze. One row, or it's actually 2 rows. So we'll just take the top traffic pages based on the Google Analytics clicks. There we go, and they should match up pretty easily. Let's see if they do. So we're gonna go over clicks. Might be because we are, let's just delete these rows here. View, freeze, 1 row. Let's see if we can sort by clicks now. There we go. If it pulls these weird integers, what you could do is just put a little, whatever they're called, the little commas, not commas, the apostrophes in front of it, and it will actually remove the weird formatting that Google Sheets sometimes pulls. So actually, let me grab all of that, bring it over to clicks, like that. So now we have all the highest traffic pages. Now, if we go into this, I'm assuming that they should sort of match up. Let's see if they do. So they're a little bit off, so we're probably gonna have to do it one by one, which isn't that big of a deal. So we'll start out with homepage. Boom. And there's all the metrics for the homepage, basically. The old metrics, obviously. This is the commercial page. And that's on here. Then we're looking for the residential roof repair. So residential, there it is. So what we're doing right now is we're just mapping all of the keywords to the pages, so that what we can do is we can take these keywords and basically benchmark where they're at for their progress for these keywords based on all this data. And I'll show you kind of what that looks like in a second. Roof damage insurance claim, sure. Just right there. Contact, we didn't really have any keywords for a contact page. Residential roof replacement was here. Roof replacement, Houston. We have the about page, which is an NA because there's not really anything for the about page that we're going to be ranking for, really. Squad cares, that looks like a new page, so we're going to go ahead and just say NA for now. So these are some of the new posts on the website, I believe. Roofing systems. Now we might see a little bit of a problem with some of the new results just because they completely transferred over the design on this website. So I don't know how it's going to affect it, but we're about to find out right now. So yeah, we're pretty much ready to go. Let's go ahead and start pulling the keywords from Search Console. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into Google Search Console like so. And we're going to go to their property. And we're going to go to the right account. So here it is. And will this be available over the weekend? Lucas asked. Yeah, I'll keep it up. All right, so we're going to filter by the last 28 days. I believe that's how we were filtering previously, and we're going to go to our different pages. So page number 1 is obviously our home page. It's the most highest traffic page, and we're going to go to here, and there it is. Go to our queries, and it was roof repair Houston, I believe. So roof repair Houston. This might have actually been a 28-day period, but either way, if we look at the differences, check this out. This was the first month. This is the previous month. This is the new month. So it says the clicks went down a little bit, but the click-through rate went up by 3%. The average position went up by 1.8. So what we can do is we can just pull these metrics in quickly like that, and we can compare the two like so. So what I can actually do is put them side by side. So let me actually do that. So what I'll do is I'll go take the previous value, which is right here, and we're going to just compare the two metrics. And this is how you can really do technical SEO, because you can compare the two. So we're going to take the previous month here, and we're going to compare it to the new month. Okay, so let's look at it. So if we look, we could see clicks went down a little bit, impressions went down a little bit, which is very odd. It just might mean that people were searching it more back then. But if we look at the actual position, average position 1.8, and the average click-through rate, both of these went up. So this really just has to do more with the searching issue on how often people are searching this keyword, seasonally, basically. So in terms of the other metrics like the KD, volume, that kind of stuff, we can pull that in a second. Let me actually, because I did make some changes on this sheet, so let me take some of this stuff. I'd actually have to move this over one. Let's see if I can, whoops. Yeah, because I had the UR diff, the duplicate, that kind of stuff in this old one. So it might actually be easier if I just add these columns in here really quick, because I probably want to add them in there anyways. Actually, yeah, one of the problems with this is actually that we can't do is because I changed the template up because of the way we were exporting. I can't directly compare them side by side right now. I can do it in the next months, but I'll just do it. I'll just do this first part just so you can see it. So the first part you can just see obviously the differences in terms of the Search Console data. When we look at the other metrics such as the word count, everything else, let's check out the differences. So let's look at, whoops. Actually, one way we can compare it is just by grabbing the previous data here and exporting it, just by filtering within the month that this is, which we might actually just want to do really quick. So let's just do that. So we'll duplicate this, makes it a little bit easier to see. Duplicate phase 2. And let's bring open our previous month, which was, I believe it was like February 5th? No, it's previous to that. So it'd be January to February. So what we would do is we'd go back to our API access, Google Analytics. We actually have to clear this really quick. Google Analytics, take the same property, and then change the date range to, so it was 128 to 227 before, or the one that we just did, I believe, right? So we're going to have to go 1228 to 128. And we got to change that to 2019. Okay, same thing with Search Console. So we're going to go into date range 128 to 1228 and 127, 2019. Oops, 2020. Okay, and that should be good. Let's press start. Now, unfortunately, we can't see the page UR change because the page UR is going to be just based on what it is right now, but still going to probably be fine to at least get an idea. So we'll do old internal. We're going to open this up. Now, the one problem about doing it this way is we won't have the keywords mapped. So unless we go back and manually map all the keywords, we're not going to see the exact data for the Search Console stuff, but we'll at least see it for the page-by-page values. So there we go. And now what we can do is we can just go ahead and put this in our duplicate, like so. We're going to label it old results. Old. And now we can take it line by line. So like so. Bring it in like this. And change this to red so we can just easily see it. So now if we scroll by, we can see the old average load time. We'll actually put this up. The old average load time on the page was a 6-second load time. We brought it down to a 2-second, which is great. Word count is the same. Crawl depth is the same. UR rating's the same. Clicks are actually up overall for all the keywords, even though the specific keyword went down a little bit, just because the specific keyword got searched a little bit less. Click-through rate as a whole went up a decent amount. Average position says it went as a whole down, but the reason for that is probably because there's a lot more keywords ranking now, because the actual average position went up. Impressions went down a tiny bit. I think that's also because of seasonal searches. Google Analytics sessions went up by about 100. Bounce rate is, I don't know why it's in number form like this. That's really odd. I'm trying to figure out. Let me see this. Bounce rate. Not sure why it's pulling like that. Is it because of... Let me go scroll over here really quick. Why is it displaying like that? It's really odd. Google Analytics sessions, Google Analytics bounce rate. Yeah, the thing about whatchamacallit, Screaming Frog that's annoying sometimes is the way the information is exported. Because let's go see if it's like that over here. Because it might be that we have to do like a Control-Shift-V so that it doesn't import the weird settings. Yeah, see, it's fine here. So it's just the way you paste it in, I guess. Because if we paste it in the correct way, I guess, if we do a Control-Shift-V, it might pull it correctly. So let's do Control. Whoops, we got to start over here. Control-Shift-V. Let's see if it pastes it right now. Yep, it pasted it right now. So I guess with the phase 2 one, we actually need to import it differently. So let's go open. And this is one of the really annoying things with Google Sheets is that if you don't paste it correctly, you're going to get data that doesn't look correct. The format on your template, Screaming Frog infos, is correct. What do you mean? Right click the column and change the format. Yeah, I mean, this is fine too. It's not that big of a deal just to do it like this. Not a big deal. Can you just right click it though and change the format like that? I don't see a way to do that. Let's just go ahead and pull all this in. And we actually had it sorted a certain way, didn't we? It was, what was it? It was filtered by clicks. So let's do that really quick. So it should filter correctly now. Yep. It's actually one down because we put the other crawl in there just to compare. So now the data should be correct. Let's take the old result, bring it in, and now we should have the correct bounce rate data. Okay, so now if we look at it, we should be able to see the bounce rate. Cool. Gave me the same one. Wait, hold on. That's correct there. Control copy and then Control Shift V should pull it. Dude, that's so stupid. I'm pulling the right way. I don't know what the deal is with it. I got to figure that out. But let's just go ahead and paste it. Oh, I wonder if I... Wait, hold on. Let me try one more thing. Plug it in like that. That's working now. Okay. So bounce rate's about the same. Average session duration went up. So it went up by 40 seconds. Page views went up by a little bit. Goals went up by a little bit. Conversion rate went up by a little bit. And this is just month over month. So, I mean, you're not looking for tremendous, like insane changes. You just want to see the metrics go up a little bit, which they have. So that's just the first keyword. And you can compare them line by line. So if we go back to the old audit 2, we can pull this in like so. Boom. So that's the old. This is the new. Let's pull these other metrics as well. KD, search rate. I'll just pull it line by line because the template's a little bit different. Okay, so let's try the next one. So roof repairs. And this page was residential roof repair. Let's find it. Actually, we're just going to be going in here. I think it's this one. Yeah, exit out of these because it's getting a little distracting. Bring it down one. Wait, bring it down one. See if this lines up. Looks like it did, so let's change the two. Red and or green and red. Okay. So let's see, because I think the old benchmark for this was residential roof repair. Let's find it. Right here. It was, yeah, okay, so same one. Let's go see. So yeah, it's not really going to change much, I don't think, on these. Oh wait, did I pull the old data on that? Yeah, so this is the old one. That's not the current, is it? I don't believe it is. Okay, so the way you pull it is you just grab it, go to Search Console, find the keyword. Grab the URL, queries. So average position went up to 24.1. That's pretty nuts. So that's the new one, and the old one is there, I believe. So yeah, look at that. Impressions went up by like 5,000. Average position 24 went up by like 40 positions. Scroll over. Clicks went up by a little bit. Click-through rate went up. Yeah, I need to figure out how to pull this so it doesn't automatically. I just need to figure out a way to auto-insert these things in here. Because otherwise it gives you these weird like date ranges. Or whatever this is. Okay, so click-through rate went up by like 0.1%. Position went up by 10. Impressions went up by a good amount. Bounce rate went from 20 to 60. Probably because there's more sessions now. Average session duration went up by 2 minutes. Page views stayed about the same. Goal completions stayed about the same. So a big thing about this site is that a lot of these pages are not really money pages, because most of these pages are not going to be ranking for anything that is not what the homepage is already ranking for. That's what happens to a lot of local sites. The homepage ends up ranking for like every keyword. So a lot of these benchmarks that we're going to be doing, you don't really have to spend a lot of time on them. You kind of just want to look at the first ones, just because when you look at the first ones, you kind of get an idea on, if the site's doing well or not. You're only really wanting to spend a lot of time on these benchmarks is if the website has like a shit ton of data and shit ton of traffic already to it. Because if there's really no traffic going to these pages in the first place, there isn't really much you can do to like really optimize them more, except building like more authority and working on your content strategy. So I'm going to delete these for now, just so we don't get too confused. And I'm going to take this out for now, like so. So we still have all the pages, we still have all the data in here that we can look at, word counts, all these kinds of things. But what we really want to look at is we want to look at sort of what the content audit strategies, or sorry, the content strategy's been doing. So content written, we can see here, this is where it's currently at. And I think these new pages are being designed. So these are the new pages. So let's make sure that they're optimized correctly. In order to do that, all we have to do is check out the new title tags. So all of these new pages in here, we're just going to go look for in here. So there they are. That's one of the new ones. And we're just going to optimize it in here and pass the changes to whoever's doing the actual changes. So we're just going to say new. And crawl depth is 2. The keyword I think here, hiring quality roofing contractors in Houston, Texas. Which I'm hoping is in the keywords in phase 3. So I don't even know where the heck that one came from, because it's not in there. Oh, it's roofing contractors. Got it. Roofing contractors in Houston, Texas. Cool. So it looks decent. We don't really need the click depth to be less than. We got this link to the home page, which looks good. We want call to actions on these pages. So we're going to start making notes. And we'll actually just put it in here. Want CTAs on page for opt-ins, which we're going to create in a second. I'm going to show you how to create these opt-ins. And then we want title tag to not be that long. So high quality roofing contractors. So hiring quality roofing contractors in Houston, Texas. We're just going to take out the brand at the end. Meta description, probably fine. I'm going to say to take brand out of end of URL. I mean, we can see if it's fine on Google right now. You can just go like this, site : boom, whoops. And it's not showing up yet, so we're probably going to want to request that to get indexed really quick. So we'll go here, URL inspection, boom. Test live URL. Takes a second, so let it populate. I think one thing that we might actually do though is just make sure all of the click-through metrics are still good and that these keywords, because one thing I forgot to mention is that when you have these keywords here, you want to make sure that they are still current, like if this is the current keyword that it's still going for. So sometimes new keywords will pop up on Search Console. So what you do is you just go run through the pages really quick. So like for instance, if I go to roof repair squad, open report, go to pages, 28 days. And we go to this page. We want to see if there's any new things that it's popping up for. So it still looks like it's roof repair near me. The thing is this page isn't really about that. So one of the things that we're probably gonna want to do is make a page that actually is about that. So I'm gonna leave a note in here. Get content written for a page about roof repair near me. Commercial, we'll go check that out. Pages, commercial, boom, queries. There we go. Commercial roof repairs. Houston probably would be a little bit better. Let's just do that. Now, one thing I should add in here that I forgot to is the actual SiteLiner scan and Copyscape. So let's just go ahead and run those really quick. So pretty easy to do. All you do is just grab the website, head over to SiteLiner, head over to Copyscape. How do you write something near me? Well, I mean, you just do like a page that's like top 10 Houston roofing companies near you or near me. Because it's going to be only showing up for Houston anyways. Okay, so no externals. So we got rid of all of the duplicates on Copyscape, which is great. SiteLiner, we still have some pages matching. We really more care about the big pages, like the home page, residential page. Let's see what's on the residential page. So, yeah, we kind of want to just get these rewritten. So we're going to say 38% score on SiteLiner for this one. Homepage has got let's go back. 25% score. And we can leave links to this, I believe. So we'll just do 2 at a time because we don't need to rewrite a bunch of things at once because we don't want to like rewrite everything if it's only like half the things that are matching, if that makes sense. But Copyscape is now a pass, so these are good. So there's no problems with Copyscape. So we'll just do rewrite duplicate content on this page. See SiteLiner scan for URL. Good. Let's do the same thing on the home page. Lower SiteLiner score duplicate to 5%. I need help with Google Search Console. Where do I upload my ownership file? I'm in SiteGround, uploaded the file in my file manager. Why don't you just, instead of doing that, why don't you just go and upload an HTML file? It's a lot easier. That's what I would do. Okay, so we request indexing there. One other thing that we want to ask for is unrelated. Ask Daniel for Bing Search Console. Cool. So let's take a few more of these. Bring this down a little bit so we can see it. Commercial, performance. Take this other page. Commercial roof repairs. Commercial roofing Houston. Oh, did we already grab that? Contact. So the other ones we don't really care about. These are just like the top ones for now. Let's see really quick just the Siteliner scan for the commercial roofing page. So 23%. Yes, we'll probably want to take that down too. Lower duplicate 5%. Okay, so we'll just make these red so we know that they're not ready to go yet. Good. Okay. And then let's check out one of the other new pages. So another new page would be this one, I believe, the roof leak repair. So we'll make sure that gets indexed. Let's bring that up here. We'll just copy all this in. Okay. So another new page we're going to wait on. Same sort of note. We want CTAs and opt-ins on here. And I'm going to go generate that opt-in in a second. Probably take the brand out of the URL again. Let's see if it's in there. Yep. Change title to Roof Leak Repair Houston, Texas. Go with the pros. Something like that, that's fine. I'll request to get indexed. URL inspection, plug it in. Oh, it's already on Google, cool. So let's go check it out. Chase, the config file does not change the column order in Screaming Frog. Not sure if you knew this. Maybe on the old one, on the new one it does. Okay, so that's not indexed yet, so we're gonna just request that it gets indexed again. Note, we also need to make another note. Whenever making a new page, please submit to Google Search Console and Bing. Let's see about the roof inspection page. So that's on there now. I think this is new. Is it new? Let's see. We'll bring it open. Might have just been rewritten. I think it was just rewritten. So let's actually see what that's doing in Search Console really quick. So we'll do performance. 28 days, pages, find that page. And looks like it's new, so it's not, doesn't really have any data yet. So we're gonna wait on that. It should be Roof Inspection Houston is the title, right? Let's go look for the title really quick. Yep. Okay, so we'll just change that to new. Whoops. Cool. Sorry, my OCD, I gotta change, put all this centered to the left. Okay, and then I think we had, did we have one more new one? Was it this one? Let's see if this one's on Google. Well, now is this the one that we already had in here? No, that one's right there. So roof replacement. And I think this one got rewritten as well. Let me go check. So we'll do this, change it to that. And I think this one's sort of new as well. Let's see how long this goes back. See if it goes back to 3 months. So it's relatively new. We're just gonna change it to new for now and see if anything pulls. Let's check the sightliner on this one though, because I don't know. Some of these I'm a little bit iffy about. I don't know if all of these are completely unique. A 9%, so 9% is fine. Seems like it's mostly unique. Not bad. A lot of these things, you don't really know until you kind of wait, because they kind of need to marinate for a little bit. So I believe that one was 9%. Change that to yellow. Let me check these other ones just really quick, because I want to just make sure, just to be safe, that we're not working with duplicates. So that one's good. That one's completely unique. That's 0%. Actually, hold on. We didn't do the full URL. Nope, that one's unique, which is good. And let's check this one. And it might be because it hasn't recrawled, because once it crawls it once, I don't know if it recrawls it. I think you need a pro account for that, so let me see. I might have to log in. Okay, I gotta go find my login, but it's probably fine. It's probably below a 10% score. And then this is the only one that we're waiting on. So just gotta get that in. But for the most part, looks good so far. Let's just really quickly look at our analytics before we start implementing our call to actions, because we're about to do something else new that we upsold to the client. Let's go into here. And we're going to go to acquisition, all traffic, source medium. Then we're going to go to apply. Okay. So organic has gone up by 556. So organic traffic's basically gone up 100%. New users have gone up 100%. Sessions gone up 93%. Bounce rate went down a little bit. Conversions. Now I'm wondering if this is because of the way they changed their site. Because they did do a redesign. I don't know if that made it worse. Oh, it looks like maybe the phone calls aren't being tracked anymore. I think that's what the issue is. Well, there are getting phone calls through here. So it looks like this is kind of weird. Search organic and Google organic. What the hell is the difference between those two? And why would there be 0 phone calls through Google organic on both avenues? That doesn't seem right. Maybe because the number isn't getting dynamically replaced? Because you could see the actual phone calls went up on search organic, whatever that is. %, increase. Let's go see the goal really quick because I'm kind of confused. Maybe it's dynamically getting replaced. Goals, phone call, 18 past 7 day for conversions, which it didn't show us any. And equals to phone under the event. And the only time the event gets triggered is in the case that I guess I'm assuming the phone number gets dynamically changed. I kind of need access to the call tracking account. So let's put these up. Need access. So organic traffic has gone up by like 100%. The conversions have gone up by, it looks like, if they're tracked correctly, about 50%. At least through phone calls, it's been up through 30, and I think through leads, it's through contacts, it's been like 50. So far, I mean, it's just good progress. It's like we're only seeing good things. But hold on, let me change this. But sometimes you see these weird sort of issues going on, and it's like weird tracking issues based on the places you're integrating with. So far, you know, we have to report in like 5 or 6 days, and it's really nothing but good news. Being able to say, you know, we've gone up by 100% organic, but I obviously want to continue being able to do this. And we also want to do something new with their opt-ins. So let's go to our account, because we're going to do is we're going to clone our account onto their account pretty easily. And by the way, if you're still watching this and you want to do this for your clients, you can upsell robots and data collection as a service if you enter the chasevendor.com/relationship-building-automation. And what you'll be able to get is I'll actually go in and completely clone my account onto yours so you can do what I'm about to do for your clients, because it's a great upsell. So what we do to clone over is we just go clone this bot to another page. We're going to choose the other page. We're going to choose Roof Repair Squad. And we need to buy the pro account really quick. So let's just do that for them. We'll just invoice it to them later. What's up, John? Thought I was out of the game. Not necessarily. Okay, we're going to upgrade to pro. And actually got to change this card out really quick because it is outdated. Okay, paid for it. Press OK. And we're going to go ahead and now clone it over. So let's go back to our ManyChat. Let's get rid of some of these tabs. So we're going to go to here, go back to our settings, go to clone this bot, choose the page, and there it is. By the way, if you guys need to contact me for any reason, all you got to do is head over to chaserunner.com, and there's a contact page right here, and you can just leave me a message if you need anything in terms of help with SEO, in terms of an audit, so on and so on. Okay, we're going to go to here. This is account for an actual business, and it's a local business, and it's a construction business. Okay, we're going to reconnect the page. So let's try it again, I guess. Okay, go to the bot. Let's change this because it's actually supposed to be repair. Cool. So let's go to our first step, which is to create our intake. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to whatever their process is. So let's say it's we need basically this information: their name, their email address, their phone number, their address, city, state, message. So we're going to actually go ahead and remove, first of all, the auto reply. So we're going to go to automation, default reply, and that's off now. Cool. Basically because it's already imported from my account. And this is what we want to do. We want to grab our Get SEO roadmap, and we're going to edit flow. So this one is going to be a flow that we're going to change up to their company, which is going to say, I'm going to take this opt-in out really quick. I'll do it in a second. So instead of it saying, whatever, we're going to have it say, well, we actually kind of need to figure out the intake process. So let me call Daniel really quick and see if I can get an idea on sort of what the intake process would look like, just so we're on the same page. Give him a call. Just give me 1 second, guys. All right, let's give him a call.
Hello?
Hey, Daniel, it's Chase.
Oh, hey, how are you, man?
Good, how are you?
Busy.
Right on.
How's everything going?
That's what I like to hear. Good, man. We're just working away right now. I was just actually checking your analytics, and you're up by like 100% organic in the last month. So,
Really? What do you think, what do you think triggered that?
I mean, what do you think triggered it?
I know you want me to say you. No, I don't, oh man, this is very weather dependent. I don't know if it's sometimes, if we have a hard rain, more people are searching or not sure.
Well, I looked at the metrics, and you're definitely going up in positions and click-through rates and all kinds of stuff. So,
how do we know in what words are we improving ranking?
Well, we can actually just go into Search Console and compare the keywords month over month.
Okay. Okay.
So,
is there specific words you want to keep tabs or you want to monitor?
yeah. So I mean, we're keeping track of certain things. Like that's why we do the benchmarking. Like our main keywords like roof repair Houston, roof repair near me, commercial roofing, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
But we also added like 4 new pages already to the website this month, which I think is definitely going to help.
Let me see. I'm right here in the web page. Did you add them? I know you added roof inspection.
So we added roof inspection, roof leak repair, and then how to hire or where to hire quality roofers in Houston.
That's a blog, right?
That's a blog post. And then we're in the process of doing a commercial roofing page, and then we did some replacements. We changed some of the content out on the roof replacement page.
Let me see the leak repair. Okay, nice.
But what I wanted to talk to you about, because we'll obviously talk about this when we meet on the 11th, because I'll do a phone call with you on the 11th, because that's when the next bill hits. But what I wanted to ask you about is I'm trying to set up your robot right now, so we can start capturing our leads and extracting their data, so we can kind of see where they're at. Because I've developed a system where we can take anybody who messages us for a quote, grab their email, and then we can extract all of their data off of their LinkedIn profile if it matches a LinkedIn, and then we can get ideas on what their current income is, where they're located, what their phone number is, so that we can reach out to them and contact people that are a little bit higher quality leads.
That sounds great, and I think you gave us a demonstration last time when Miguel was on the line. I think the key in making this work is, okay, we got the information, what do we do now, and how do we implement it and put it in a system that's kind of automated and who's going to be taking care of it? That's at the end, because we capture the information, and it's only good to me if I know what to do with it.
Right. Well, one thing that we're definitely going to do is like certain things where if we can match their profile, scrape their data, and they have a birthday, we're going to send them a message right on their birthday and says, "Hey, happy birthday," and it's going to email them too. So there's like a ton of little things that we can start adding in that kind of increase our sort of relationship with them, where they have no idea that we know their birthday, and we're like kind of messaging them and saying just, "Hey, happy birthday, just wanted to give you a present," or something, or little things that we can start adding in that's going to just kind of grow our relationships. Because one of the biggest problems, as I was telling before, is that we have these people who you're selling to and they're going into your sales and maybe hitting you up later, but you have no idea where those people are. You don't know the last time you've contacted them. And so this way we're going to have them all in a spreadsheet. We're going to see the last time we talked to them, what they're doing, what their job position is, when their birthday is, so on and so on.
Right. Okay.
But anyways, what I wanted to ask you about is before I set up this robot, I wanted to ask what is a good way that we can kind of bring them in terms of if they wanted to get a quote or because I wanted to do two different things. I wanted to offer them a free quote, obviously, or whatever your free offer is. And for them to get it, they have to just give us their email, and that's how we can get them in. But I also wanted to...
You offer them a free inspection and estimate.
Okay, perfect, yeah.
Yeah, we do a full inspection of the roof, no commitment, and yeah, we do the whole presentation for, their issues.
Right. So in order for us to give that to them, though, I want them to give us their email. So I just wanted to ask them, in the email, and maybe you could just send it over to me, what the questions would be. So that way we can just get it all, ready to go on an email that just auto fires to them once they submit something.
And you mean questions as in roofing issues or questions as in general?
Whatever you do to get to intake them for that free inspection.
Okay, all we need is the information on our contact form in the website.
Okay, so
name, email, phone, and address, city, and briefly describe your roofing issue. It's exactly what's on the contact us page in the website.
Okay, so what I'll do is I'll have them just input what their information is, then like what their problem is, and when we get them in, we'll just send them off an email that asks them for a calendar time or something, when a good time would be for them, and then they'll respond via email. But we do need sort of an excuse to ask them for their email, and I think that's probably the only way.
Okay, what about, I think more important than the email is their phone number. Because, I mean, a lot of the times the rep wants to contact the homeowner just to, first make sure it's a legit lead, and if there's no booked appointment, you set the time and date. I guess it's all going to depend on, how do we do the scheduling? Because usually, there's two ways they usually contact us. One, they call the office, which they book the appointment right there. Second, they submit a submission form, and we call them back to set the appointment.
Right, but here's what I'm saying, Daniel. What we want to do is we want to, anytime somebody's about to get a roof inspection, a free one, we want them to click on a link so they can book a time. And in order for them to book a time, I want them to leave their email and their phone number. So that way we can get them, So that way
can we use one? It makes sense. Can we use one of those software for booking? For I think there's a few that they're able to choose the time, date, and it sets the booking, and then we get a notification.
Yeah, we can use Calendly.
Calendly, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, but either way, we need to make sure that any new lead you get that's going to get it scheduled, I'm going to set up a robot where you just send them a link. You can text it to them. You can email it to them, whatever they want. They enter their information. So instead of them entering it on a contact form, and if they do enter it on a contact form, we can still feed it in. But ideally, the reason why we want them to enter this stuff in is because once we get their user ID on Facebook, we can message them on Facebook for however long we want, and the open rates on there are like 70%. So once they get on there, they're pretty much not getting away from us. And
how do you mitigate people getting annoyed? Like, oh my God, how do I Chase is bombarding me with messages every day.
Well, no, that's my robot. Your robot wouldn't do that. Your robot would just be like sending them a birthday message, or it would be, you know, uh,
Okay, it's like a reminder of, weather is, don't let bad weather get in. I don't know.
yeah, maybe gives them a warning or something if the weather is about to be bad. Just different things like that. We don't have to make it annoying like mine. The reason why I do that is just because I'm constantly
I'm
testing.
not saying it's annoying. I'm joking.
Well, I mean, it is somewhat annoying just because I'm constantly testing it. But um, yeah, with yours, it would just be really simple. But the real reason we want this is because once we get them in there, we can message them automatically through through Facebook, through email, through text. All of these things we can set up. And maybe you know what might be better, Daniel, is maybe we just wait so I can show you this stuff in person over a screen share and we can just go over it together so you can kind of see a little bit more what I'm talking about. And I think then you'll probably kind of get a better idea because I'm going to need your help with this anyways. It's not going to just be a link we're going to put on the website. This is something that we're going to want to start integrating within our current sales process because you're going to start being able to get a huge spreadsheet of customers with data beyond like what you could even imagine, like tons of different things that you're going to be able to implement into, your long term. So, and for instance, we could even make it so that, after the job's complete, a week later or whatever, it just auto sends off a message saying, hey, can you leave a review? And that's how we could start getting a bunch of reviews as well.
Right. Awesome. I mean, I'm available whenever you want to show me this or structure it and work with it. I'm available. I'll be working a lot from the computer this next month. This month and the next because I'm implementing a new CRM. So whenever you want, you can look at it.
Okay, well maybe we'll do tomorrow then because I've already been working on your site for like the last couple hours. I'm a little bit burnt, but maybe I'll give you a call tomorrow.
Okay.
And if you're around, we'll try to just run through it because it should only take like 45 minutes.
Okay. I wanted to ask you. Okay, we have a market we're also in Louisiana, and I'm opening a market in Florida because my dad lives in Florida, so he's gonna see that branch. And the website is all tailored to Houston mostly, and we're working the Houston keywords and so forth. What can I do to target keywords in those other states or cities with the same website? I mean, what
You mean other cities in Houston?
Huh?
You mean other cities in Houston? I mean other cities in Texas?
No, other cities out of state, out of Texas.
Oh,
So
well,
we're in Louisiana also with the same name, and we're now opening Florida.
we'd
But
be
all my
we'd be better off making just niche sites. So we would create a little sub-site, call it, Roof Repair Squad Louisiana or something. And we'd create like a little sub-site that we could kind of just hyper target that one area with like 5 or 6 pages. Just create because we could basically duplicate our current site and just bring it over there. Or we could just do like a simple Squarespace site. I wouldn't build those other locations as one pagers on this website, just mainly because you don't get as much traction with one pages, like a one page website or one page sub page on like a page that's only targeting Houston. Because all of your pages right now are all targeting Houston. So if you wanted to do it that way, the two options is one, we change the whole website to target like a national approach, and then we have sub pages going to like these huge sort of sub architectures for like, let's say like 10 pages Houston, 10 pages Louisiana, that kind of thing. Or we just create a sub site. Like for instance, when I moved to Colorado Springs, I just made basically the exact same site I had in Santa Barbara and moved it straight over to Colorado Springs, just had the content rewritten. And now I'm ranking for web design in Colorado Springs in like 3 weeks. And the reason why it's so easy is because if you're already ranking in one area, you just take what's already working in that area and replicate it somewhere else. But you just rewrite the stuff.
But don't you run the risk that a lot of the content is going to be very similar and it's going to be like you're going to be copying content from your own page?
Yeah, but if you think about it, like, are you saying anything new on your website that people aren't saying everywhere else on theirs? like quality work guaranteed, lifetime warranty.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Okay. It's
So
just going to be the order of the words, just different phrasing, right?
right, you're just going to be changing the wording up and then, targeting the area that you're in and that kind of stuff.
And how do you know, I'm just thinking I'm thinking in the logistics part, the email from the sales rep, everything is at roofrepairspot.com. But I guess my website could be different, but the email could be .com, right?
Yeah, I mean, it would just be roofrepairsquadlouisiana.com or something. Or you could just go exact match, which is even faster, and just do louisianaroofrepair.com and then just pretty much rank in like a day.
Yeah. What if we have, for example, if we do louisianaroofrepairsquad.com, and when people click that, it takes them to roofrepairsquad.com. I'm not sure what to do, Chase. The idea about making just one site, it just makes it look more corporate, more.
Yeah, but
usually bigger companies just have one website and then all their different locations.
Yeah, but the bigger websites, the targeting on the bigger websites is a national website. So the homepage is like welcome to roof repair. It's not welcome to roof repair Houston. So all of the local SEO we've done to this site specifically targeting Houston, we'd have to put that into like a sub architecture and change the direction of the.
I'll give you an example. Go to centimark.com.
No, I know what you're talking about. What I'm saying though is if we wanted to do it like how you're talking about and have it successful, we'd have to make sure that we're targeting the approach that these types of people are doing, which you can see here. It just says commercial and industrial roofing, and it's like all around the world. And then it has all of our locations, and then it starts going to the locations. But the problem with this is the way they're doing it is that they're basically taking a national approach, meaning that they're trying to build out a huge like national company and then have all these sub locations everywhere on one website. And that's way harder to rank than if you just have one local website with like 20 pages targeting Houston. Do you see what I'm saying?
I see.
So we can do either way, but what's going to happen is if you change the approach on your current website for Houston, what's going to happen is you would be better off creating a new website, call it, Roof Repair National Squad or something, and then have that page point to the website you already have. Because if you wanted to do it correctly, you'd have to change all of your local targeting right now to target national, and then you'd have to have sub pages targeting your local and have to rebuild all of that.
I understand. So you know what? So this would be a plan. The page we have right now, we put something, the different locations, and if people click there, it takes them to the other domain, Roof Repair Squad, Louisiana, and then with basically a copy of that one with all the different wording tailored for Louisiana. What would you? To put this in place, what would you need?
To put what in place? To make this page on the current domain?
To start working on the new domains.
On a new website.
And start ranking on the new website, yeah.
Yeah, so I would just want to build like a Squarespace website, like just build it super fast because, it's super easy to do. And that's like how I rank all my local sites. We could just devote the next month to that instead of what we're currently doing. But the thing is that you're probably going to want to keep the direction that you're going because you are getting more organic growth. I could do this as a side project.
I don't want to, right. I don't want to, I like the approach we're doing with the Houston. I mean, with the current domain also. So I mean, we don't want to leave that. We want to continue working that. Now I can tell maybe Miguel to replicate another website with a different domain, and you help with the work with the web designer.
Yeah, I mean, we could totally just change it over and then just start replacing all the text. But I think we should have the text written first if we're going to do it.
Okay.
Because that way Miguel won't use the same text on the old one.
Okay.
But I don't know how much he's going to.
You could hire the writer and tell him, hey, we need a new website. Use roofandpresscloth.com. All we need is rephrase it different. I mean, just to avoid Google thinking it's a replicate.
Oh yeah, that's what I do with all my websites. I just have them rewrite what's already there.
Okay. So, and then we tailor it for New Orleans, which is the city where we're doing most of the work.
Yep.
And I'll buy the domain. And how do you feel that? I was a little afraid at the beginning with the guy you hired for Webflow, because it wasn't it was his first time using Webflow. Do you think he could do this for us, or I mean,
he could. Yeah, I think he could definitely do it. I mean, it looks like the pages he put on here are fine.
Yeah, they look fine. I just don't know if the back end is. I mean, it should be fine. I'm just. You know what? Let's get the text first. I'll tell Miguel to build the. Like the initial one.
Right.
And then the other guy can jump in and do the any smaller changes.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
But if we're gonna do this, I want to do it as part of a new project. Like, unless we're gonna just switch the direction that we're currently at with our, current. Because I don't want to have.
No. I agree. Okay, let's do it. We can do it as a different project. But I think first we gotta. We're not sure how much work is it going to be first. So let's go by steps. I mean, let's keep on focusing on what we're working right now. Let's talk tomorrow to do the everything you talked to me about the beginning, and then we have this as a second project. And then we evaluate how much work it's going to be.
And here's what we should do is let's on the 11th when we have our phone call, just going over everything, because we do those monthly. Mm-hmm. We'll just get Chris and Miguel on the phone for like 30 minutes, and we'll just go over the new project and see if everybody's on board with it.
Okay. Sounds good. At the end of the day, question: if right now we go into Google Analytics, is it hitting you is it telling you the conversion?
It is, but there is a small issue for some reason, and I actually need to get access to your tracking account. For some reason, the phone calls aren't pulling in, and I don't know why. Because when we look at the actual overall conversions, we have when the calls are being tracked in the events, we have on phone 18% increase in phone calls. So that's good. But when you actually look at the actual data from the organic or just from any of the tabs, it says it's a 0%, and it's because something's going on with the tracking. So I need to get the login for the tracking and see if I can figure out why it's saying that.
How do I give you access to that? I mean, you should have access to everything.
I don't think I have access. I think it's CallRail or something. I don't think I have access to it.
You should. I'm going in right now. It's that this is the thing. I get a lot of calls from something called Google Local Services, which is, it's not organic. It's not pay-per-click. I think I've told you about this before. It's a way of Google selling leads. So if you search, for example, right now, roofing contractors, you'll see something that shows at the top that is not pay-per-click and it's not organic. I don't know. Try to search something in your area.
No, I've seen it before. Yeah, I know.
So it's something Google came up with that they're like, so.
Can you give me access to that?
No, it's a very robust, simple platform that they have. It doesn't go into Google Ads. It's different. I can show you a shared screen right now.
I just want to see the analytics on it.
It doesn't even give you the analytics. So let me. I don't know. I can send you an invitation right now in Zoom if you have time.
Oh, on what? Oh, let me see.
Oh, let me see. No, I was saying if you have time, I can send you an invitation right now.
Yeah, just send me it.
I think I reached my limits for today. Wait. Never mind, I can't send an invite.
I could send you one.
Oh no, never mind.
Never mind? Okay. Did you get the email? Let me check.
The wrong screen. Wait, this is CallRail. Where do I give you access? This changed. You do have a resend invitation. Okay. So local services. So it's this. This is the. Are you seeing my screen?
Yeah.
This is the dashboard. So you come here and you go to profile and budget, and so okay. I just put like an insane weekly budget. It never gets. Obviously, it never reaches that amount. It's like they charge me like $300 a week, you could say, and I choose the areas where I want to show the services, and then this is the forwarding number. Your ad is on, and then that's it. Reports. So if you see on